Сколько из пробега? 1100. Oh. Hi! Today we are in Javis Center with this beautiful, handsome man. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Rafael Mercado.
Nice to meet you. I'm Julia.
Thank you.
Tell me what. Of course. Tell us what brought you here.
Well, we have a booth here, raised concept wheels. We have South Bay fuel injectors, racers and tuners. We sell automotive parts, as you can see, turbochargers, injectors, manifolds, intercoolers.
Cool, awesome. So, what kind of car did you bring?
I brought a 1980 Toyota Corolla liftback SR5. I own this car for about 30 years now. I drag raced it for about 21 years.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Thank you.
So, can you tell us more about your car?
Well, this car started off originally as a 1.8 four-cylinder engine Hemi. I installed a Toyota 3.0 Supra motor in it. At one time it was a twin turbo. I put a single turbo in it. I put a big shot of nitrous, intercooled it. Put big tires in the back. You know, I race it in a quarter mile. It goes about 860 at 158 miles an hour. Best time.
Wow. How many cars do you have? Is it your car like for racing or?
This car was originally, when I first bought it, it was for a street. It was my grocery getter. Oh. But over the years, having the car, it evolved into, from a street car, went to the track. Now it's back on the street. I drive it, car shows. Actually, I drove this car from, Brooklyn into the Javits Center the other day. So, yeah.
Got it. Thank you so much. It's amazing. Hi, today we are in the Javis Center. We are with, what's your name?
Jeff.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, tell me, what brought you here?
Well, it's an opportunity to get cars that you're never going to see out in public. You're going to be able to get up close with things that you can only read about in magazines, basically. So it's a unique opportunity that happens once a year for real car people. You can come and see cars like this one. It's a $6 million Maserati from 1957, raced by Sterling Moss back in the day.
What's the story of this one? Why did you get this one? Why not the other?
Because it's very rare. There's only 14 in existence. Most of the time you'll see them race in Monaco every year. They're very rare. They were only for racing. This one has some prototype products on it that were never used by Maserati in the years going forward, so it's incredibly unique that way. The other thing is, like I said, Sterling Moss raced it. There's a lot of other famous drivers that have driven in it. It's an opportunity to see something come down and be actually within feet of it.
Collector get out of showing your car here? Are you excited that something that you have in your garage, other people see? What drives you?
Sure, it's pride, but it's business mostly. We're driven by business. Sure, we have a passion for cars. Absolutely. I mean, clearly.
Cars, you're trying to unveil what you have already.
Unveil what we have already and see if there's interest for it. Sure. It's part marketing. Absolutely.
What is the difference of this show versus we have so many other car shows?
It goes to a lot of shows. This is a worldwide event. I mean, we'll have here this uniquely in Manhattan. You have something that's going to draw from all over the world. And that in and of itself is worth the effort. I would recommend more people turn out than less, even guys in the business, because you're not going to have the customer wandering by your storefront where you're at. You have to come somewhere where they are, and that's New York City, baby.
If someone wants to buy a car like this, what would be the plug-in, how they would go?
They would call me.
Okay, you want to give them the number? You want to
Sure, you can call Jeff, and you can get me at 203-355-9555.
Thank you. Hi, how are you?
doing very well, thank you. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. I'm sorry?
We just met Christopher. I can read his name right here.
What's your name?
My name is Christopher Acosta.
And the car behind me is his baby.
Yes, that is my pride and joy.
Tell us, what brought you here?
Well, I've been coming to the New York International Auto Show since I was a little kid. And when the opportunity came for me to display the car that I've built over the last 13, 14 years, I just wanted to take advantage of the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity it was. So yeah, I'm just really happy to be here to begin with and share the space among some other really beautiful cars that are here.
We're happy to have you here. Tell us why this car is so special for you. Is there any secrets?
Well, this was actually my first car, and my mother wanted me to get a four-door sedan because the insurance was cheaper. Little did she know that I would start racing it when she didn't know. Eventually, it turned into a bit more of a daily driver and then into an autocross car. Shortly after I met my wife, and I took her on our first date in this car, and she won't let me sell it. I've wanted to buy a Porsche lately, but she won't let me sell the car. Yeah, so it's very special to me because it's something I've built with my own two hands. The only thing that I've had another company do was the roll cage for me because I can't weld. But besides that, the paint, my father-in-law and I did on the car, the engine work, the swap, the transmission building, all of the structural work I've done myself. But other than that, it's just part of me. Why did I do it? As I got more competitive into racing, I realized that it was either I add more horsepower to the car or I take more weight out. And the more weight I took out was cheaper than it was adding horsepower to the car. So to keep things on a tight budget, I just removed the rest of the interior, the sound deadening. I cut the doors underneath the hood, removed every ounce of material I could while still keeping the car as strong as possible. Yeah.
What do they feel about life and death? Every time you race, you can die.
Yeah, there's a possibility I won't come home, but the organizations that I race with take safety very seriously. We cannot go out on the racetrack before having a driver's meeting. We have to have our helmet that's up to date, 6-point seat harness to keep us in the seat, head and neck restraint to keep us from hurting our neck, whether it's side to side or forward for impacts. Roll cages are highly recommended. Just to keep us as safe as possible. As for a matter of fact, last weekend we were at Lime Rock Park in Connecticut, and a buddy of mine broke a control arm on his car and put his car into the wall backwards. But thankfully, for the proper safety restraints, helmet, Hans, and everything else, he was able to walk away with just a few little bruises.
What gives you more adrenaline? Getting ready for the race or after the race, like the race itself? What is the most exciting piece of it?
I am super nervous up until I get out on the racetrack for the first lap. Hands are shaking, but once I'm out there, you forget about everything else. You're just so focused on the car, the next turn ahead of you, your braking zones, when to get on and off the throttle. So it's leading up to the race that gets me a little nervous.
What is the purpose of you being here? Like, do you want to bring more people to join the sport, to understand the significance, the depth of it, or you want just to show to the world that you can do it? Like, what's the underlying reason why you're doing it?
Well, I started this because a coworker of mine, an older gentleman, he was in his late 50s, had a Porsche, and he said, yeah. No, well, then I was in my 20s at the time. Yeah, so he invited me out to go watch him race one day, and I went, and I loved it. So as time went on, I got really hooked on it, and then I brought another friend of mine, and then another friend of mine, and I realized the more people you have that you share a similar passion with doing the same thing, it just creates a special environment and a memory that you can't forget. So I think it's something I want at least the majority of car enthusiasts to experience, because it's one, it's an adrenaline rush. Two, you make memories you'll never forget. And yeah, I mean, you can end up in the New York International Auto Show too.
What's your social media? What's your plug?
My Instagram is EK4Chris. That is it. I don't have Facebook or Twitter or anything else.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Hopefully. I wanted to say something, but I forgot.
Okay, say something else.
Yep.
Like, what was so far the most exciting for you, Julia?
No, I mean, like, I just want to, like, finish the interview.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for being here. Hopefully, see you in the next shows.
Yes, hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Be well. Stay safe.
Bye.